Watch your back, Crawford. Watch your back. Yeah. That's what it is. I don't care what anybody say. The cops send a message. This our city. You might got the key, but I got the handcuffs. That's what that was. Yeah.
Picture the moment. Thousands of people fill the streets, their cheers echoing through the heart of downtown Omaha. He had just accomplished the impossible, crowned the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. A parade was held in his honor, the key to the city placed in his hands, a living symbol of greatness. In that moment, he was the king of his world. Yet only hours later, that same king would be pulled from his car at gunpoint, hands raised, not celebrated as a hero, but treated as a threat. The celebration in Omaha wasn't just about another victory. It was about honoring a truly historic achievement that secured Terence Crawford's place in boxing history. Only weeks earlier, he had stepped into the ring in Las Vegas against the formidable Saul Canelo Alvarez and delivered a masterclass performance. By defeating Canelo, Crawford didn't simply claim another belt. He became the first male boxer in the modern four-belt era to hold undisputed championships in 3 different weight divisions. This feat placed him in a league of his own, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time. He was more than a champion. He was a living legend walking the streets of his hometown. Omaha's pride and admiration for him were on full display in the weeks leading up to the parade. Crawford embodied the city's fighting spirit, and the community embraced him wholeheartedly. He was even honored with the privilege of leading the Nebraska Cornhuskers football team onto the field, a symbolic gesture that reflected his status as the state's favorite son.
Stepping out, seatbelt.
Step out.
I'm opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening the
off
door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was more than just an athlete. He was a source of immense local pride, a figure who embodied the very pinnacle of success. That powerful bond between Crawford and his city is what made the events that followed only hours later not just shocking, but a profound betrayal of the very community he had represented with such.
Celebrated hometown boxing champ Bud Crawford's accomplishments with a parade. He's pulled over by Omaha police, setting off a firestorm on social media.
According to the official police report, the incident occurred shortly before 1:30 a.m. Officers on patrol reported observing a vehicle being driven recklessly and initiated a traffic stop. As they approached, one officer noticed a firearm on the driver's side floorboard, and the situation escalated immediately. Citing safety concerns, the officers drew their weapons and ordered all 4 occupants, including Terence Crawford, out of the vehicle. Video footage that quickly went viral on social media showed the tense scene. The world's top pound-for-pound boxer, hands raised, being treated like a dangerous criminal on the streets he calls home. Crawford was ultimately cited for reckless driving and released. On paper, it may seem like a tense but routine stop, but that's when another boxing legend, former world champion Timothy Bradley Jr., added a startling perspective.
Today is Bud Crawford's birthday. He turned 38. What happened at the traffic stop early this morning in downtown Omaha is now the subject of an internal investigation at the police department.
We'll hear from Crawford's security guard who was in the vehicle in a moment, plus reaction from the mayor. First, a breakdown of what police say took place this morning. Around 1:30 this morning, Omaha police say they spotted a vehicle driving recklessly near 12th and Capitol. This is near the Steel House where Crawford's after party was being held, which was attended by many, including Mayor Ewing. A traffic stop was conducted on Cass Street, a couple blocks to the north of there. Officers say they ordered everyone out of the vehicle for their safety when they saw a gun on the driver's floorboard. And only after that did they say they identified Bud Crawford by looking at his driver's license.
Bradley, an analyst renowned for his sharp insights, immediately saw through the official narrative. He argued that this wasn't about reckless driving or officer safety. It was a deliberate message from law enforcement to the city's biggest star. And he framed it in the most chilling terms possible.
Desert Storm Bradley, you already know the rest. And I'm here to talk about that Terence Crawford incident, man. Dang. I swear, man, like, when things are going too damn good, man, something always gotta ruin it, man. You know, it's like it's like back in the days when, you know, I used to sip on that syrup, bro, and we've all been there, and then somebody just bring down your high. That's how that was. I mean, Terence Crawford, he on the highest cloud, bro. In his city, let him know. Let him know. With this pullover, this was authorized. Think about that. Authorized to pull him over. That you ain't gonna never be bigger than us. That's what the cops sent a message.
He contended that the entire stop had been orchestrated with a clear purpose: to put Crawford back in his place and send a message about who truly holds the power in Omaha.
I don't care what anybody say. The cops sent a message. This our city. You might got the key, but I got the handcuffs. You ain't got no city unless you got the police. Don't ever forget that. You gotta have the law enforcement on your side, man. They gotta be looking out for you. For the good, not for the bad, for the good.
People keep saying they knew who he was. Yes, they knew exactly who he was. That's precisely the point. This wasn't a mistake or a misunderstanding. It was a deliberate act of humiliation, meant to knock a hero off his pedestal just as he reached the pinnacle of his success.
Terence Crawford is so revered now, right? Because he's the best boxer in the world. And they can't beat him inside the ring. But what they can do is show him his place outside the ring. That's what this was, okay? Yes, they knew who he was. That's the point. Y'all keep saying, man, they knew who he was. Yes, they knew who he was. That's the point.
But why would police officers in his own city seek to humiliate him? According to Bradley, the motive was one of the oldest and most destructive human emotions: raw, unfiltered jealousy.
You can't tell me you did not understand who this man was or know who this man was on the day that the city was shut down for this man, Terence Crawford. And it's his birthday, the same day that this man is being handed the keys to the city. And then to pull him out of the car and then handcuff him?
This cop did it. Come on, dude. Not knowing who he is, this cop's trying to become famous, bro. That's crazy.
Even the mayor had to publicly write a letter of apology. He's pulled over, which is perfectly normal. At no point did this man get belligerent. Why was this man pulled out of his car and handcuffed?
I think he knew. Like, he did that to get famous. Like, he did that to get attention.
I understand there was a gun in the car. He did notify him of that. But why was he pulled out of the car?
Certain cops have like a different style, bro. They get that ego stroke, feeling that power over somebody.
He described the officers as seething while watching Crawford's victory parade, witnessing the city shut down in his honor. In their eyes, he had become larger than life, bigger than them, bigger than the institution they represented. Bradley put it bluntly.
Terence Crawford, it don't matter what you do for your city, man. Bruh, I'm letting you know right now, man, with this incident right here, they waiting on you to do something bad. This dude right here, he was trying to jack you. He was trying to catch you slipping. That's all it was. Seeing you on TV, displayed all on TV, parade shut down and stuff. He gotta be, you know, securing certain points and stuff like that. He mad to see you be as big as you are.
It's a shocking accusation. The very people sworn to protect and serve were allegedly driven by a petty desire to bring down a local hero whose star was shining too brightly. They seemed to be waiting for him to make a mistake, and when he didn't, they engineered a situation to make it appear as though he had. The official police report claimed that officers saw a firearm on the driver's side floorboard, prompting them to draw their weapons. However, Kasim Chavez, Crawford's head of security and a passenger in the car, directly refutes this. According to Chavez, Crawford had already informed the officers that he didn't have his license or registration on him, having left everything at home, and never reached for anything in the vehicle.
Ain't no way around it, jealousy and envy. Oh yeah, it runs deep through people. Yeah, it do. Yeah. And this young gun, or whoever the hell he is, and I hope I hope he be reprimanded, man. Put you in handcuffs in your city. Bruh, in your city in handcuffs. But this is the reality we live in, people. This is the reality we live in, man. You can be doing everything right, man. There's always somebody trying to bring you down.
Chavez alleges that the situation escalated when Crawford, legally permitted to carry a firearm, calmly stated, "I have a firearm, too." Rather than the presence of a visible weapon, this declaration allegedly caused the officer on Crawford's side to lose control, becoming completely unhinged and ordering them out of the car at gunpoint, even though no gun was ever visible on the floorboard.
A man who can receive his second key to the city and have a firearm pulled on him by the Omaha Police Department all in the same day. Imagine that. Man, I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives. Oh man, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Asterisk, the encounter highlighted the terrifying nature of the incident and raised serious doubts about the police's justification. Crawford's team also challenged the initial reason for the stop. While officers claimed reckless driving, they admitted they did not have radar equipment to measure speed. This admission casts significant doubt on the pretext for pulling over the vehicle, suggesting the entire incident may have been manufactured. It paints a troubling picture of police not enforcing legitimate traffic laws but instead actively seeking a way to assert dominance over a figure who had become larger than life in their city, fabricating justifications where none truly existed. To illustrate just how personal and twisted this encounter might have been, Timothy Bradley shared a striking story from his own past. Years ago, before he was a household name but already a known local fighter, Bradley was out late after leaving a club. By his own admission, he was intoxicated and reckless, revving his sports car, doing donuts in the street, and generally driving wildly. He even blew his car's clutch and had to pull over. When police lights flashed behind him, he knew he was caught red-handed and in serious trouble. But what happened next was remarkable. One officer recognized him. Knowing Bradley, his father, and his standing in the community, the officer didn't drag him out of the car or arrest him for multiple clear violations. Instead, he simply asked, "Hey, do you need a ride home?" In Palm Springs, the police looked out for him, a stark contrast to what happened with Crawford in Omaha.
And as soon as he said he had a firearm, the police officer that was on his side became unhinged. I literally have my hands on top of the ceiling and the inside of the vehicle. He never see a pistol, he never see a firearm anywhere. They didn't even see the firearm on me because of the way I was positioned in the vehicle. There was no reason to have drawn guns on us. That no matter how prepared you are, no matter how calm you are, if you run into a rogue police officer who wants to escalate, then he's going to escalate.
They saw a local hero, even one making a foolish mistake, and chose to protect his reputation rather than punish him. They gave him a pass. This stark contrast exposes the truth. Bradley, admittedly drunk and driving recklessly, was treated with leniency. Crawford, accused of reckless driving while legally carrying a firearm, was treated like a dangerous criminal. The disparity reveals the real intent behind Crawford's encounter. The entire justification for the guns-drawn approach relied on one detail: the officer allegedly seeing a firearm in Crawford's car. But that's where the official story unravels. As Timothy Bradley angrily emphasized, Nebraska is a constitutional carry state, meaning it is perfectly legal to have a firearm in your vehicle.
I thought in that moment first, I said, you know what, I better tell the truth. I said, hey man, I saw some honeys. Let them know, I'm out here wilding out. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I was wilding a little bit out here, man. I blew my clutch. Oh, okay. All right. You need a ride home? Cops say that to me. How you gonna get home? I'm like, thinking to myself like, really? Damn. He know I'm drunk. He can smell it on my breath. I see him coming up close to me. I'm trying to bag up. I'm roasted. I was just driving the whip. I'm intoxicated. He could take me in right now. No, he didn't. He looked out for your boy. kept my image intact. Yeah. Law enforcement, Palm Springs PD, looked out for your boy.
The police later confirmed that Crawford and his security team were all legally permitted to carry firearms. This raises a critical question that lays bare the true nature of the incident. Are Omaha police ordering every citizen they pull over with a legal firearm out of their car at gunpoint? The answer is almost certainly no. This was not standard procedure. It was a measure applied specifically to Terence Crawford, turning a lawful right into a pretext for aggressive and humiliating treatment. It strongly suggests he was targeted not for his actions, but for who he is. An incident this explosive, involving a figure as beloved as Crawford, could not be ignored. The video went viral, and public outrage forced the city's leadership to respond. Omaha Mayor John Ewing released a statement saying his heart sank when he learnt how Crawford's celebratory day had ended. He revealed that he had spoken personally with the boxing champion and acknowledged the seriousness of the situation, admitting that it damaged the trust between the community and law enforcement. Asterisk.
This ain't right, man, and it shouldn't happen, and I hope something happened to that officer, man, that put you in handcuffs, bro, because if you know anything about the state of Nebraska, you have the right to carry. You do, even in your vehicle. Yeah. And so when they do these routine stops or whatever, tail light out or whatever, they pulling people out the car like that, putting them in handcuffs because they got a pistol on them, which is legal in the state. That's what they doing with everybody? I highly damn doubt that.
I was briefed this morning, and my heart sank. To be honest, I was heartbroken that such a triumphant moment could be overshadowed by an incident that might raise concerns about police-community relations. The most important thing, Bud and I agreed, was that there would be a thorough investigation and complete transparency. The police chief quickly pledged a full internal affairs review, promising openness. The fact that the city's highest officials had to step in and launch a formal investigation confirms this was no ordinary traffic stop. It was an event that shook the city and revealed a deep, uncomfortable rift between law enforcement and the community they are meant to serve. With a formal investigation underway and the city on edge, Terence Crawford was left to process the betrayal. He had conquered every opponent in the ring, rising through weight classes to achieve legendary status. Yet his most daunting challenge came not under the bright lights of Las Vegas, but on a dark road in the place he was supposed to feel safest. Timothy Bradley's final words on the matter served as a grim warning to his fellow champion. Watch your back, Crawford. Watch your back. It's a chilling reminder that for some heroes, the most dangerous battles aren't for world titles. They are for basic respect on the streets of their own hometown, against enemies they never saw coming. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments.